Metal Sonic vs. Cell is not a fair fight. Here's why. To start with Cell, he is programmed to have the DNA of Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and every sea fighter under the sun, including Frieza and King Cold. Preceding the fact Cell can wipe the solar system within a solar Kamehameha in an instant. But solar systems aren't regularly in size as ours in real life. In the Daisenshu, they are colored out as a galactic nebula which would place about multi-galaxy level, to even around at its highest, universal. After Cell granted a Zenkai boost into Super Perfect Cell, turning into a Super Saiyan 2, which were twice the numbers above Super Saiyan 1. Although if Cell ever attempts using Kaioken, even it's never confirmed he can access on top of the technique, which it brings a massive strain on the user's body. Cell did mention it in Dragon Ball Z Kai he can use the technique, but it was perhaps he needed to grant a Zenkai how he gained accessibility to Super Perfect Cell, with that mass inside of his core getting revived after being incinerated, becoming stronger from a drastic degree. Well, this is just for a guesstimate in my opinion, and this is all just for speculation, but it's most likely due to, according to himself, he was too perfect, searching his superiority, given his DNA comes from Vegeta's arrogant, prideful nature. Even if he wanted to, he would be above Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, or lastly, he would get a Zenkai similar how he unlocked Goku's instant transmission after being self-destructed, excessively wielding the technique. In the anime, it did brought up of Cell being infinite, as it's been just a show he was shaking the universe apart from guides as Dragon Ball's macrocosm is infinite in size. This will be consistent from later points by Elder Kai claiming Goku and Beerus' clash made contact to the land of the Kais, which is a separate dimension, compared to Living World by shaking the entire cosmology in the Battle of Gods arc, given the living universe is a quadrant of multiple galaxies having a single Kai from each pure quadrant universe on top of the description, and vice versa. Printing everything we just elaborate, Cell with infinite energy being enough to destroy the Dragon Ball macrocosm is packed with the result of its cosmology being infinite in size, outputting Cell's attack potency universal plus. As for speed, Cell can be massively faster than light plus, or at infinite speed depending on how you want to interpret something, with feats of the Dragon Ball cosmology being expansively infinite, or other claims which was shown later on. Cell's formal fighting experience comes from straight from Goku's martial arts and can utilize anything under his belt as a refined opposition version of him being the ultimate life form, and can adapt from those he absorbs, except being liquidated metal. But what does this all have to do over Metal Sonic? Metal has just about all of Sonic's stunts throughout of the years from his previous experiences, proceeding with the matter he can examine the user's biodata and usage on top as a duplication, surrounded with every tactic from the entire Sonic cast, counting along the energy of the Chaos Emeralds and Master Emerald he drawn up by his own benefit. In Sonic and the Secret Rings from the Nintendo Wii, a base Sonic was only a half of his strength over the Eraser Jin, who absorbed half of the Arabian Nights, wiping out the notes from the book, despite being infinite in size as a segment in Night Palace. This will casually put Sonic at Universal when being held back, given a clear proportion of his power. During at the end of Sonic 2006, Solaris can consume timelines and dimensions, while Super Sonic Shadow and Silver were drawn in when it was taken over timelines with ease when being an undefeated super-dimensional deity that could form everything into nothing, which Sonic ended up beating afterwards. It's less needless to say the same from Imaginary World in Sonic Shuffle to have a fourth-dimensional time-space from Sega Magazine. But given Solaris may have been above this feat, putting about somewhere 5D to 6D, depending on how you want to implicitly interpret something. Solaris' existence stands out all of the past, present, and future on top of the description simultaneously. Another to take into account in Sonic Generations of the consistency from Time Eater that has similarities to Solaris, from destroying timelines in a matter of seconds on top of that relative measure. The Time Eater had took damage on the Chaos Emeralds that are projected with infinite energy supply of power on multiple occasions, but also enough to expunge an entire universe. In the IDW Sonic comics, which are confirmed to be canon settled after Sonic Forces, Metal in Neo Metal Sonic has been amped, being more calculated than Eggman, embodied modern Sonic on the egg carrier from examining his biodata. Metal strained the Master Emerald's energy in order to attain Super Neo Metal Sonic, to overshadow Sonic and Knuckles. It's always been narrated the Master Emerald is more potent than the Chaos Emeralds to a large extent. In the Sonic Rivals series for the PlayStation Portable, Eggman cleared out the Master Emerald source of power contains an existing space-time mystic artifact being superior in every way as a magnetic gem over the 7 Chaos Emeralds, which have enough numbers to destroy entire universes. Metal Sonic overloads an output from his maximum overdrive attack, switching up its stats by a quadruple proportion, lifting above his AP. Striking up from these statements, we just emote from Metal Sonic casually will be universal plus to low multiversal, among the addition of base Sonic being 4D in IDW, from Eggman who creates spatial space that dissolves the meaning of physics, being an ad infinitum which refers to basically infinite, which I almost forgot to mention that not a lot of Sonic scalers I seen referencing this feat. Further onward with Neo Metal Sonic outclassing the post-forces Sonic the Hedgehog and still grows in strength and most likely can duplicate the potential feats from Frontiers, with the Phantom Rush amping Sonic with 1.2 times, undergoing the following. Along the Titans, in this case to be on par with Sonic's previous encounters, along with the end that would tear down dimensions instantaneously in Star Force Super Sonic by completing the trials in the Final Horizons DLC in order to unlock it despite it not being perfect. Neo Metal and his super form will be at complex multiversal to high complex multiversal, reaching those 60 to 70 qualifications from a drastic degree. As for speed, it goes the same first and foremost just to sink into Sonic scaling, which is very self-explanatory. Accompanied by the likes of in Sonic Generations, both Sonics were efficient enough to repair space-time by running through previous Sonic games, which will sum up at a measurable speed that refers to the character exploring through time itself. Or inaccessible speed if you want to interpret from white space being a mysterious void anomaly, having the result of zero time been set in Shadow Generations. This will be also consistent with null space in Sonic Forces, a realm filled with nothingness, driven from the Phantom Ruby power source by Infinite, but let Sonic escaping it from boosting by center hallway. In Sonic Frontiers, Super Sonic will be in the proximity of immeasurable speed to irrelevant speed in the recent catalog grand scheme of things. Both the Final Horizons DLC with the Cyber Corruption in Star Force Super Sonic or Super Sonic 2 being so fast is even beyond the concept of speed itself, giving Sonic according to himself he is faster than time on multiple occasions. Super Sonic 2 might have settled at a relevant speed to the point he'll break through all what is made of right now, turning gods into a thought of joke. It goes here from saying Sonic will carry on to evolve, but if there's anything he's going to do, then most likely will be known anything what he's going to do. All references aside, a base Metal Sonic will be infinite to inaccessible, and Neo Metal Sonic, who is far stronger and faster in his casual form around immeasurable speed, including his super form with the absorption of the Master Emeralds with an split-second irrelevant speed. So in conclusion, what we just gathered, base Metal Sonic's output most likely being universal plus to low multiversal, Neo Metal Sonic around complex multiversal to high complex multiversal, including the super form he attained in the IDW comics, and will likely get more feats in the newest arc with the involvement of Sage and vice versa. Metal Sonic is one of the underrated characters in the franchise that should give him credit for instead being a jobber, and I hope they gave him the attention we wanted in Sonic Movie 4, and from all these statements we just provided from, Metal would totally slam Cell out of commission. And by approximate, this would be extreme difficulty to a no difficulty, all things considered, and the winner is Metal Sonic. But what do you guys think? Did I forget some feats that I should have mentioned? Did I overshadow a bit too much over Metal Sonic? Or did I wank Cell? Bloody hell, that came out so wrong out of my mouth.